I'm bored. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so boring out here sometimes. No, I'm mostly kidding. Although right now I'm frankly a little bit bored. You see, I just got off the phone with all my family. It was a fun time. Frankly, I love them. But P-days are lonely out here. I don't got any friends to talk to besides Elder Montero. Love Elder Montero, by the way. He's a great guy. But it's lonely. I don't know exactly how to go about saying it, but just know that, you know what, sometimes, even though my life is full of sunshine and rainbows and come that way, I love it. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult. So I forgot to mention last week, just because I was so busy with Hobo Joe and all this stuff. The first drug dealer, I met my first drug dealer last week. I'm like not a pharmaceutical salesman kind of drug dealer, although I would be pretty excited about that too. No, this is you're not your regular drug dealer. This is the kind of guy that offers you illegal substances. But you know what? I said no, so it was kind of nice because my whole life I've been preparing to like just say no to drugs, and so I knew exactly how to say it. He came up to me and was like, "Well, do what you want to," and I was like, "No," and I was like, "Yeah." It was so easy because I made the decision beforehand, just like my mommy said I should. Now, this past week it snowed. Can you believe it? No, neither can I, because it's a little bit cold. It's a little chilly. It's a little less than optimal temperature. So, before that though, in fact, I had it written down here, raking leaves is torment. And you know what? I'll admit to it. I don't like raking leaves. I've raked a lot of leaves in my day back in Idaho. I'm something kind of a connoisseur at leaf raking. And honestly, it feels good for the snow to come. But beforehand, I had raked so many old people's lawns. There's so many of them. Oh, it's enough to make someone look a little crazy. Just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like a little snap, and then it's fun though. It's a lot of fun. Actually, it's better than doing nothing. So I do love that. And I forgot to mention. Well, I hope I didn't forget to mention. Shane, did I talk about Shane? Okay. Well, I'm not telling you about it anyways. We put Shane on date. He's a great guy. He's going on. He's gonna get baptized soon, hopefully. Anyways, moving on to like the more important stuff. See, a lot of people in the world. I'm laying down right now. So a lot of people will say like, "So what's your mission in life?" Like they're like, "Oh, I did this. I went on an exchange here. I did this and that." Personally, I don't really like talking about that stuff. I like to tell you guys about the interesting stuff, like the zombie apocalypse we're talking about later, the best referral ever, my favorite elder, my mom. I'm going to buy her something a little bit later in this. So right now we're talking about an Asian market. And honestly, it wasn't that interesting. It was kind of fun though. I did buy some fun stuff, and I'm trying to loot later tonight. So I'll send a video on the Google photo album. So if you're not on that, you should probably watch that. It's kind of fun. It's kind of nice. I like it. It's a good time. Yeah, so let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, I'll send you a video. So for those of you who haven't told what balut is, it's a disgusting egg with not a live chicken, but like a half-formed baby chicken that I'm going to be eating later. So please watch that. I do. So I've been thinking about it. And with Mother's Day coming up, you can never claim it. If you look at the calendar, it's not actually coming up. But what it is coming up, though, is the month before it and the month before that. So trying to prepare, family, if you're ever listening to this. And by the way, turns out a lot more people listen to this than I assumed. Dad, thank you for listening. Oh my gosh, that's quite nice. Didn't know it was just you and Mom. So it feels good to be loved. Is that what I'm really trying to say here? I was thinking about buying my mom for Christmas, getting my little brother to go down to the thrift store and maybe buy her like a side view mirror from like a big mom van. You know, one of those like side mirrors that they're huge, kind of the one that Sally has on her car from Cars. And she'll be a little bit confused when we wrap it up and put it on the table, but she'll be like, "What is this?" And I'll be like, it's a vanity mirror. Which I know isn't that funny, but honestly, I'm completely down with it. I think it's good. So now I'm looking over here in this fun room that I'm in, which is the church building. And there's this like "Our Missionaries" plaque over here, and it's this big wall, and I think it's quite fun because my picture's bigger than Elder Montero's picture, and I quite like that about it. Yeah, so I guess That's why I'm the favorite elder. I gave a talk in church and everyone loved it so much. It was kind of nice because everyone, see, we've got this like a member meal calendar, and before it was basically empty. Like no one signed up. We never got to eat meals, but now we got a few meals and I'm really excited about that. But before I get any further, I need to tell you about Jer Bear. Because Jer Bear, he might just be the most important thing I've ever talked about in this week's podcast. Jer Bear was a referral. Now, I'm using Jer Bear not because it's not his real name to like protect his identity, but because that's actually how he likes to be referred to. Now, you see, Jer Bear calls us up one day. We get a referral, and so we call him. And I begged Elder Montero that I could please do it. So he says, okay. And the phone call's a little interesting. He says some mildly inappropriate stuff, and I'll spare you that. And he's funny, though. He made me laugh out loud, and I was kind of excited to meet him. So 2 days later, we show up at the address. Now, this house it's modest. It's a little rundown, if I'm being honest with you. It's in a very poor area, which is unfortunate. The thing that bothered me most about it was the master lock on the front. Like, not a normal master lock, like the kind of thing you find like a bike lock or something like that, but the kind for a real estate purchase. Now, I knew Jer Bear was poor. Turns out, though, a little sleuth of my own and a for sale sign out front, he doesn't actually live in the house he put down. Oh, he's living in the house he put down, but he doesn't own that house. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that we broke and entered into some strange man's house, and I kid you not, on the wall, I snuck pictures if you want to see it in the photo album. Zoom in real close. It looks like just a normal wall. On the wall, it says, "Please stop threatening me. December 12th, 2022. It was terrifying. I have never been so scared in my life to go to a house. And then preaching the gospel was kind of fun. I did enjoy that. Jer Bear's in the ODI. We're having another meeting with him. I'll never forget the first thing he said to us in person. I wish I could emulate his voice properly, but what it came down to was, can you guys buy me some eggs? I said, what? Why do you need eggs? I mean, I'll check the rules. I'm not quite sure, but what do you need the eggs for? He said, I really want to make pancakes. You see, pancakes, they require bread, the pancake mix, water, and eggs. And I was like, yeah, I guess you do need some eggs. And he doesn't have a driver's license, so maybe we'll figure out what we can do to help him out. Honestly, it's a little bit confusing. Yeah, so Jer Bear. That's Jer Bear. Honestly, the weird part is that he likes to be referred to as Jer Bear, which was a little bit concerning when getting to talk to him. By the way, this week, got food poisoning. Yeah. Mom, I know you called me and you're like, oh, I'm so thankful you're in the Philippines, and you're not in the Philippines where there's all sorts of sicknesses and it's all so dirty and all that fun stuff. Well, guess what, Mom? I got food poisoning anyway. And was it some member's fault that was well-meaning? No, it was my fault. You see, I decided it would be a good idea to eat some very old alphabet soup, some SpaghettiOs. They were delicious. I did not feel good the next day. I pooped a lot. Yeah, that's a little bit too much information, but yeah. Oh, by the way, recently I went on an exchange, which I know blah, 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 blah. But the cool part about it was I had the opportunity to swap out and go with a different guy. And he was at my apartment, the one that normally Elder Montero's at, and we were eating dinner, and he was making fun of me afterwards. Because you see, throughout the entire day, I'd done my dishes like a little bit at a time so it wouldn't become too much, right? I was always doing the dishes. And he's like, dude, you're such like a mom. And I was like, bruh, I'm not a mom. And he's like, you swept and cleaned the house like 3 times. And I was like, I just want to be clean one day. So I don't know, maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. Honestly, I think, Mom, if you're listening, you're going to be proud that I cleaned the kitchen and do a good job. It's super clean in our house now. Zombie apocalypse. Yeah, let's talk about that because I've been thinking about it. Do you guys think you could survive the zombie apocalypse? Because honestly, out here in Canada, let's say the zombie apocalypse starts, let's be honest, it's going to start in America, just like in every movie. Maybe China or Japan, or maybe the Philippines. But it's not starting in Canada. I think I would survive just fine. By the time the zombie apocalypse made its way down here, they would freeze to death. It's so cold, guys.
I've seen my nose, it would freeze and then unfreeze over and over as you get in and out of the car. It's brutal. Or actually, I can't wait for this. In a few weeks, I'm gonna send you guys a little video when it's -40. You can throw boiling water and it freezes and evaporates instantaneously in there. So like you could have a whole big pot of boiling water and just throw it and it never hits the ground. It's so weird. So that's basically what's been going on with me, you guys. Please let me know what's going on with you. This week's episode, the video thing, it's not nearly as good as last time. I didn't put nearly as much thought into it. I'm sorry about that. Please let me know your survival tips for the zombie apocalypse. I've been considering feeding them McDonald's. That's a killer if I'm being honest with you. Or, SpaghettiOs, that'll do it. Swords, I don't know if swords are very effective against zombies, but let me know in the best way to fend off a zombie attack from your city where you're at, how well you think you would survive if, let's say, the epicenter starts in your hometown. Tell me how you would survive. They're very scary zombies, many of them. They spread quickly just through touch. So be careful, that's a question. There we go. Yeah, this is my life. Don't cry now. That's kind of a thing for me. It comes back to me slipping back into the abyss of boredom. Bye-bye. Thank goodness that's over. I hate. Oh, shoot.